Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be releasing part 2 of my top 5 unreleased Pokemon that would thrive in the Go Battle League. Last time we did the Open Great League. This time we're bumping it up one league to the Open Ultra League. I know that the Ultra League is coming in about 5 days, or 4 days as I'm uploading this video. But I want to be going over some unreleased Pokemon that might have a lot of play if they came to Pokemon Go. Again, these stats are all taken from PvPoke. Not sure if the exact movesets listed on this top 5 list will actually be implemented into the game when these Pokemon are released. So this is all speculation, but without further ado, let's start with number 5, and that is Duraludon. So we've already seen this in the Great League video. Duraludon was number 2 in my Great League video. Steel, Dragon typing, and since we're in the Ultra League, the stat products are going to be a little bit higher. So Duraludon has an attack stat of 178.4, defense of 144, and HP of 135. So roughly 3,500 stat product. Very attack weighted Pokemon, but having Dragon and Steel as the typing, it picks up a lot of nice resistances. The moveset, again, as you guys probably have already seen if you've seen the first video, Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, Flash Cannon, but this is what's different, the win-loss ratio. The reason this is at number 5 is because it picks up a 72.8% win rate, which is relatively low for this list, and it picks up 375 wins and 138 losses with 2 draws. So it'll be picking up a lot of those non-XL matchups, like it'll be doing really well against Giratina, doing really well against Cresselia, but it's going to struggle against G-Fisk. It's probably going to struggle against Registeel, Melmetal, Machamp, stuff like that. So that's why this Pokemon's at number 5. Also, quick little bit of information. This thing is better if you have a Shadow variant. It picks up 12.5 extra wins compared to the regular version, so this thing might be a little bit better if we were to include Shadow variants in the list. So this thing might have some pretty nice play in the Ultra League. Alright, number 4, again, another Pokemon we've already seen, Toxtricity, Electric Poison typing, very attack weighted. It has an attack stat of 182, defense of 122, and HP of 154. So again, very weak to ground, but very strong against everything else in the meta. Moveset being Poison Jab, Wild Charge, and Power Up Punch. You can ramp up the Poison Jabs, also you have Wild Charge for a lot of very nice coverage. I guess another thing that this thing would be pretty tough against would be ghost types like Giratina or Gengar. G-Fisk would be pretty tough, but even against like Pokemon like Registeel, you have a lot of play. So win-loss ratio here, 386 wins, 127 losses, and 2 draws. So a perfect 75% win rate. So it's picking up 3 out of every 4 matchups in the Ultra League rankings. And also, unlike the Great League video, this thing actually does benefit in the Ultra League from having the Shadow variant. It picks up 4.5 wins. So if Shadow Toxtricity ever comes to the game, might as well try and build one for the Ultra League. Number 3 is Corviknight. Again, this list is very similar just because it's tough. Since the Great League and the Ultra League are so similar in CP totals that this list is going to be similar, but it's in a different order. So we have Corviknight, low attack stat, 138, pretty good defense stat being 168, and then a very high HP stat of 184. This thing's stat product is actually very, very good. It has a 4,500 stat product in the Ultra League, which is incredible. And this thing might be able to do the things that Skarmory could not do. Skarmory only maxes out at about 2,300 HP, even as an XL. So Corviknight might be the new Skarmory of the Ultra League whenever this thing is released. There's a very similar moveset, Air Slash, Brave Bird, but instead of Sky Attack you have Drill Peck, and a win-loss ratio of 393 wins, 122 losses, and 0 draws. So a 76.3 win rate, pretty sizable compared to number 4 and 5 on the list. And the Shadow variant is preferred. You pick up 4.5 wins. So just like every other Pokemon on this list, whenever Shadow Corviknight is released, might as well go ahead and build one for the Ultra League. I think this Pokemon actually will be really, really solid. I think it's going to be pretty up there in the meta, so I think this thing would 100% be worth investing. Alright, number 2, we have a new Pokemon on the list. We have Dracovish. This, I think, has a similar Pokemon called Arctovish. I think they're, I guess you could closely relate them. I don't know exactly how related they are, but they're a water type, maybe pseudo-legendary typing. Kind of like, I guess like, well, it's water dragon and water ice, so unique typings for them being paired. But let's take a look into Dracovish. Dracovish is a dragon water type, so just like Palkia and just like Kingdra. Stat product, kind of surprising to me, it's actually a pretty defense weighted Pokemon. It's got 147 attack, 163.7 defense, and 176 HP for a stat product total of 4244, which is pretty solid. The moveset here, a little bit lackluster on the charged moves, but it does have Dragon Breath, which is really solid. You also have Dragon Pulse and Brine. Brine actually isn't a move in Pokemon Go right now, but it is in the database. It's a relatively weak water move. I think it's pretty similar to Scald maybe, but on Dracovish it is a pretty nice coverage move for the dragon type moves. The win-loss ratio of this thing, 393 wins, 120 losses, and 2 draws, so pretty similar to Corviknight, but instead of 2 losses it turns them into draws. So they actually have the same win rate percentage, but if you take it to a couple more decimals, Dracovish will be a little bit better. Also, you do not want the shadow variant for this thing, so that's another cool thing to note. Alright, before we get to number 1, as always, you guys know the drill. We have some honorable mentions. Colossal, once again, unfortunately not able to make it out of the honorable mentions tab, but it is a solid Pokemon. I think it's what Magcargo wants to be, so I think this thing's got a lot of potential. It's also extremely tanky. Look at that stat product, 126.8 attack, very low for the Ultra League, 178 defense, and 215 HP for a stat product score of 4860, very high. The moveset on this thing is Incinerate, Rock Slide, Flame Charge, so it benefits from a really nice moveset and really nice stat product, but the typing is honestly what's holding it back. I honestly, though, think it'll have a lot of coverage in the meta. Like, it'll take care of Registeels, it'll take care of, you know, I mean, like, basically all the steel types, all the flying types. So it's going to really, really well handle Articuno. Basically wall it, because you're single resisting the ice moves, but you're also doing super effective with the fire, double super effective with the rock, so you wall off Articuno. You have some play against Pokemon like Cresselia, it's a pretty even matchup. Giratina, you lose. G-Fisk, you probably lose, but Umbreon you have some play against because you can bump that Incinerate damage up with Flame Charge. The win rate is 373 wins, 142 losses, so 72.4% win rate, and the Shadow variant is preferred. You pick up 6 matchups with the Shadow variant, so that's another good thing to know. And the other honorable mention we have is Arctovish, which is Dracovish's, I guess, sibling, or closely related sibling. Stat product, 144.8 on the attack, 162.9 defense, 182 HP. Pretty similar to Dracovish. It's actually a little bit more tanky though. Moveset, very nice moveset. It has really nice ice type moveset with Powder Snow and Avalanche, and then it has Brine as a coverage move, which again, a little bit weak move, but it has some pretty good coverage being paired with ice types. The win-loss ratio, 357 wins, 158 losses, so actually a 69.3% win rate, which for these lists, honestly, a little bit low. And then Shadow variant is not preferred, so this thing could be an okay spice pick. You could pair it with Lapras. It could be something like, it could be similar to Dugong, being like, you know, you could pair it, go double water ice, go Lapras and Arctovish, but it doesn't have a debuff move, which honestly isn't the worst thing, because Avalanche is a very, very strong ice type move, and Powder Snow is a really nice fast move, so who knows, maybe this thing could have some good coverage in the meta. Alright, let's move on to number 1. What is it? Zygarde. Another new Pokemon on the list. This thing is a pseudo legendary, I think. It might actually be a legendary, but it is a dragon ground type, so this thing is going to be Garchomp on steroids. Its stat product, it's actually a very tanky mon with a pretty poor stat product, to be honest. 143.6 attack, but 170.7 defense and 175 HP, so pretty tanky Pokemon, with a very nice moveset also of Dragon Tail, Outrage, and Crunch. Also, this thing has access to Earthquake, so if you want to go double nuke, if you want to go Dragon Tail, Outrage, Earthquake, feel free. Dragon Tail, Crunch, Earthquake, you have a little bit of coverage, but the PvPoke recommended moveset is to have Crunch and Outrage as those 2 charge moves. The win-loss ratio, this top 5 list is very tight-knit in terms of win rate. There's not really one that's incredibly high and one that's incredibly low. Like, our lowest honorable mention, 69.3, and our highest Pokemon on the list, 76.9, so they're only separated by about 8%. And with Zygarde, you don't want a Shadow variant. It would take forever for the Shadow variant to come out anyway, but this thing is actually better being the regular Zygarde. So this thing also would be pretty solid in the Master League, so I think it's pretty safe to say that this thing will be on the Master League list, but who knows if it'll be number 1 or not. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. These are some Pokemon to look for. We have 3 new Pokemon on the list out of 7, so pretty similar to the Great League list, but not identical by any means. And really cool that we have a different number 1 as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.